Rolling.
Rolling. Okay. So, chronicles of my bike life continue, where I have a old helmet, and so ordered a new one, and had to wait because it was on back order, but finally came in today, and my lovely wife completed the order and got it for me. It's the Biltwell Lane Splitter in the matte black. I'm so excited.
How much was it?
It was $250 plus tax. Then I don't think there was shipping, was there? I think it was free. Okay, so free.
What's wrong with your old one?
My old one, it's probably from the early 2000s. It's a really nice, high quality one from back then, and it's definitely dated, hand-me-down, glossy black, which is pretty nice. It's an Arai. I don't even know the model because I couldn't find it online anymore. Oh yeah, oh baby. So let's break into this box here. Definitely A+ in the packaging so far. It's got a nice cover here, so a little added protection. Hopefully the color is good, nothing chewed up. I got a couple of layers. Oh yeah. Nice little bag, micro cloth. Ooh. Take a look at this. That is nice. So again, you can change the visor on this, but this is a clear one. Looks like it comes with a carrying case or some sort of bag to help protect it if you're storing it. Yeah, so my understanding is that all of these can pop out, so you can keep it clean, including this little chin guard here, so you can reduce the noise. It's got a couple of placements so that you're able to add you know, your wireless stuff in there as well. So if you had some speakers, you can put it into these pockets here. And then overall, it's got a simple design, little venting on it, but that's just overall looks of it. So there's a vent here for your mouth, nothing on the top. Glasses off. I wish I had the other one so I could show you what the other one looked like. Oh yeah. Oh baby.
Too tight.
This bad boy open. Let's see. Oh yeah, looks like there's a couple of spots it stops. I'm gonna put these glasses in here. This is the challenge with my other one. But there it is. Glasses fit in nicely, so I can definitely see wide on the sides here. Down low, it's got a nice little dip here. This has a couple of stopping points, so as it clicks up, you can hear it go up. And then full enclosure. What makes me nervous is the fogging. I don't know if it's going to fog up or not yet, but I think this vent should help with that as well. Alright, so just wanted to do an update on my Biltwell Lane Splitter helmet that I received a few weeks back. I've been able to ride in it, including today in the rain, as you can tell. Got some rain living up here in the Northwest. Tends to happen unexpectedly sometimes. Usually you can plan for it, but today wanted to get out there and just kind of spend some time on the bike. So want to give you my overall impressions after a few rides in the Lane Splitter. I just thought wanted to kind of follow up with what I was saying originally when I first opened it up. Was a couple of things that I thought maybe would be factors that I actually could not foresee until I put it on and rode it for a few miles. So some of those things that stood out to me were in the rain and just in general riding, my glasses do tend to fog up a little bit, and so I tend to ride with the visor partially down just so that I can constantly get some wind in there. You know, something to consider if you have to wear your glasses for long periods of time, or if you don't have the options to wear contacts. I do, but again, I just figured I'd go out there and see what it looked like, and so today was the day. And as you can tell, it does fog up. if I was to close it all the way, you may or may not end up seeing my face just because it really fogs it up. Again, I just came in not too long ago, still wet. Next thing I thought I'd talk about was the wind and how much venting it gets. So with this big mouth opening here, there's a couple of grills that allow for air to get in, and you actually do get a big rush of air that overcomes your whole face and then goes and exhausts right out the back. And I really enjoy that. My old helmet, actually, now that I'm here, as you can see, is this Arai, really nice, but had all sorts of options when it came to vents. So on the front end here, you can clip this up and down and close that up. It's pretty small, but you still got some air. And here, some of those as well on the visor, and then up top, all the way around in the back. So really customizable. Again, this helmet is really nice. It's just way too dark, super old compared to this new stuff, and in okay condition. Just thought, you know, might as well get something that I enjoy riding in and then I could actually see out of. Again, this visor is super dark, so it'd be really hard to just maintain overall looks on the road in the dark, especially when it's gloomy out in Seattle. So one thing to consider. I'm gonna actually take this off right now. Don't plan on doing too much riding in the rain. I just figured it's not downpour right now, but it's something that maybe get caught in if I was to go out on a ride and it's kind of gloomy day and then the weather shifted and get stuck in the rain. So I wanted to feel what that would be like. Overall, again, this helmet is really sleek. The profile is really nice. It's got an aggressive front end look here. The visors did its job overall, but again, there's a lot of rain on it, so just because of the misting, it became a little bit more difficult to see. One of the things that I did notice that's just kind of been interesting overall is the cheek pads themselves. So I kind of have a round head, but it's not super wide, I don't think. It just feels maybe like it is in this helmet. In the Arai, the head itself, the portion at the top was a little tighter, so I would get more of the pressure on my crown here, and then a little bit towards the back on the top end here, but it wasn't like super uncomfortable, and I definitely did not feel the same level of pressure on the cheeks, but it was definitely tighter. So with this, I got a large, and one of the things that I noticed right off the bat was the cheek pads in here were just definitely a lot thicker than I anticipated. And so right now I have Invisalign and I have these buttons on my teeth. And so if I'm talking or if I'm trying to just kind of get some air in as I breathe and just naturally move my face around, I definitely feel some pressure on my cheeks. And then it's not that it's uncomfortable, it's just that I can definitely feel it as my face moves. And that's one of the things that I think is maybe a con or something that you might want to consider if you don't have a really thin face or a head. Lastly, one of the things that I didn't mention when I first got it was this exhaust vent, and I just kind of touched on it a few seconds ago, where as you get a lot of this air in through the front, you'll get a big rush of air kind of all around your face, and then you can definitely feel it leaving your head out this back end, which is kind of nice because once you come to a stop, everything feels cool, but it doesn't feel like you're freezing. Your face is definitely covered enough to kind of deflect a lot of that wind that you may with an open face helmet or a half shell. And this does a really good job of just overall kind of getting a lot of that air moving through. I was a little nervous because, like I said, in the Arai, all sorts of vents in the visor, vents in the front, vents up top and the back. You got a lot of air wherever you wanted it, and that was kind of nice because you could customize, I guess, a little bit more of where that air was going or leaving out of. But with this one, it's pretty straightforward and it feels great. All right, and that's the last bit of this review here. So overall, probably do some more updates or some more videos just to capture the feel of the helmet as I ride longer and longer. All right, so last time I filmed, I talked about the cheek pads, and I actually ended up ordering some new ones, and I'll show you the difference between what I had before and what I have now, so you're able to get an idea of what to expect when replacing them on the Biltwell Lane Splitter. So as you can see, the helmet here has a couple of options when it comes to replacing the little chin pad I talked about, or the cheek pads. And one of the nice things is that they pretty much just pop in and pop out. I clipped them already in, but I had mentioned that it was kind of a pain in the ass because I have the Invisalign braces, and so when it came to putting this helmet on, the ones that came in the large helmet were a little too thick. I don't know if you'll be able to pick that up, but this right here is a 24mm size cheek pad. So for me, it was a little too much pressure on my cheeks and it's kind of annoying. So I ordered the replacement pads and got 15mm, which I believe these come on the extra large helmets, which is a lot thinner. And when I put this on and clipped it in and put the helmet back on, it was immediately much better feel. So as you could tell, there is a sizable difference there. I really enjoyed now putting this helmet on. It doesn't feel the same level of pressure on my face and super comfortable. Again, I mentioned also that you would be able to put in like a comms system in here, and this would be where your earpiece goes. So as you could tell, it's got this little Velcro in here. Yeah, and then this just slides right into the liner, the hard shell on the outside, and then Velcros in. So far, no issues. Again, easy to remove and clean up if you get them a little dirty. They recommend just soapy water, air drying them out, not putting them in the washer and dryer. So really easy to maintain and take care of. I'll put this one back on. This is a 15mm on this right side. Another thing I got was this new shield. It's a mirrored glass looking finish. It's supposed to be really easy to replace. There's only 2 screws, and then make sure you tighten it up with the appropriate mechanism piece on the back end so that it clicks up and down. Don't want to lose that. But they do send this little kit here, so in case you do need to replace those pieces, they're in here as well. I got this from their website, so should be fairly easy. So I already started taking off the clear windshield here, and there's a couple of pieces of hardware. As you could tell, even in the instructions, it tells you whether or not your shield is a Gen 1 or Gen 2. So on the bottom it says how to identify them. But because I bought this helmet a few months ago and they hadn't released, I don't believe, their Gen 2 version, I did receive the Gen 1 visor, and so the hardware on it itself corresponds with the new one that I received today. So as you can tell, there's this little piece here that would fit right into that hole there, and ultimately you would want to line up the hardware so that it matches and then it works on your helmet. Again, I already started replacing and removing that. Looks like it all lines up properly. Sweet. So then we'll remove this piece here. nice. There you go. Look at that. That looks real fresh. That looks real good. Put the chin guard thing right back in. It all velcros back into place. All my cheek pads are back in place. Again, the thinner ones. So we'll put this back on and we'll see how it fits, and maybe go for a ride after this. All right, so as you can see here on my cheeks, it's not as tight as it was before. I don't know if maybe you noticed, but when I had the helmet on with the original pads, my face was kind of pressed up. My cheeks were kind of bulging at the top here. Now they feel great. It's not the feeling that I had before. Again, this new visor is pretty sweet. It's getting sunny out, so I'll definitely be able to go out in the sun and not worry too much about being blinded by the sun. You know, during the winter and fall, it's nice to have the clear visor option just in case I do want to go out, even in the chilly weather. So this will be great for the summer. So far, it's definitely a cool look, a nice look. I'm excited to have it. So yeah, I think that's it for the helmet kind of process review, length of time that I've gone over from start to where I am now. It's been about 5 or 6 months. So yeah, I'm excited to get back out and ride with this new setup. So all right.